Hi, I'm Amy Hannon, and nothing thrills me more than people and food. I'm a preacher's wife, a mom of 3, and I own my own specialty kitchen store. I've kept an open door and a well-stocked fridge, which means I have fed a lot of mouths over the years. So welcome to my kitchen. This is Cooking Today. Hi, welcome to Cooking Today. We are in summer. Isn't it been warm? We hardly even had winter. And when it gets warm outside and we start having these long days, it just makes me think of those ideal, iconic Southern summer staples. And for us at our house, that is 2 things. That is pimento cheese and easy, sugary, vinegary refrigerator pickles. Easy, quick ones that just have to sit in the fridge for just a couple of hours to get that good briny and sugary juice and liquid and make all those yummy vegetables like tender and delicious. Oh my goodness. So I thought today, since we're in summer, that we would just make these 2 staples that I absolutely love, starting with pimento cheese. I don't know if y'all have had pimento cheese before. I'm so curious. I wish so much that we could do a show of hands, because I know that there are folks around here who have not had pimento cheese. You know, they call it the pate of the South. I mean, this is just what you do. It's how you make it. It's what you eat. Keep it in your fridge. It's delicious. It's such an easy little cheese spread. And you know what? To the diehard Southerners in the crew, it really originated in the North. It's from New York. It's not even really Southern. Does that break everybody's heart like mine? Well, it's delicious. Thank you, New York, for this. But, you know, it's the South that elevated it and turned it into, you know, the best thing you've ever made. And we're going to teach you how to make it today. This is so easy and delicious. What I have here, this is the worst part of it, is having to shred all that cheese, because, you know, I feel like you need to shred your own cheese. This is 2 cups and a little extra, because you can always, you know, always use more cheese. This is sharp cheddar, okay? Oh, I love it. Gosh, I really do wish y'all were sitting right here and we could have conversations about those of you who have had pimento cheese growing up and all the different ways that you ate it. If you have had pimento cheese, had good homemade pimento cheese, you're probably a lover. You've probably bought in. You probably completely love it. If you haven't had it, or you've had the store-bought kind that's mushy, it's not very good, and it's probably ruined you. It's probably ruined pimento cheese for your life. You need to try this recipe. It is so classic and easy and good. And look at all the things that are going in it. I mean, you can't go wrong. 2 cups plus a little of the extra sharp cheese. And then we're putting in a whole block of cream cheese. I know, isn't it good? The Southerners know how to do it, don't they? Or the New Yorkers. I just bet that when that recipe made it to the South, we added the cream cheese, if I had to guess. Because, you know, that's our thing down here. Okay, this cream cheese is room temperature. Needs to be really, really soft. Probably at least an hour or so that when you put this in your mixer, it can really, really blend it and make it really creamy. Okay, ready? And what's the other thing that we would have to have in this? Mayonnaise. I mean, so far so good, right? Delicious. I'm gonna grab a little spoon. I'm gonna eyeball this, but it's supposed to be about a half a cup or so. Ugh. All of God's very best things that he's ever made. Right here. I'm going to do a little bit more on the mayonnaise. And what we're doing is we're making this so creamy. Oh my word, it's delicious. And we eat this, y'all, with crackers. We put it on little sandwiches. We put it on top of hot dogs. We put it on top of a burger. We've put it on pulled pork. I've kind of fancied it up a little bit and made like these little toasted crostinis where you do a little olive oil on like French bread and do some little pretty kind of appetizer bites with a little dollop or like a little, I usually use like a melon baller, and put a little pimento cheese right there on top with some chives. It's such a pretty little like kind of a toasty cheese sandwich, like a little bite for a party. Okay, and now I've got a 4-ounce jar of pimentos. Let's talk about pimentos. Now, let me just tell you, pimentos don't come in green olives. You know how we always see them in green olives? They aren't born there, they weren't made there, they didn't grow there, they were put in those things. They're just red peppers. They're just a sweeter version of red pepper. Pimento is like the Spanish word for this particular kind of pepper. So, you know, I'm just embarrassed to say that I was probably in college before I realized that pimentos didn't come in green olives. Is that embarrassing or what? So we're gonna drain the liquid off of these. They just come in this little jar. And those little jars, you can find them, I'm trying to think, sometimes at your grocery, they are beside the pickles, you know, where you find like pickles and wickles and all those other little kind of briny, yummy, seasoned, like jarred veggies. Sometimes they're there and they're hard to find. You have to look because they're in that itty bitty jar. And then sometimes they're like by the salad dressings. Kind of depends, but you have to look. But be sure to ask because they are key to this delicious little spread. Okay, and then when we come back, I'm gonna go ahead and mix this up. It's so fun how this gets made. I'm gonna tell you some of the yummy little seasonings that we put inside here to make it so good with a little heat. And then we're gonna make beautiful Southern pimento cheese sandwiches. This is Cooking Today.
Cooking Today, sponsored by West Rock Coffee Company.
Hi, welcome back. We're making some of my very favorite Southern refrigerator staples. Now that it is getting warm, it's getting kind of summertime out there, and these are two of the things that we love to munch on and eat and snack on, especially when the kids are home for the summer. You know, when the kids come home for summer, you kind of have to have a couple things just kind of on the ready. And so we keep this pimento cheese in there, and then we have these beautiful refrigerator pickles that we're gonna do in just a minute. Let me tell you what we've got going in our pimento cheese. I'm telling you how to make it. It is 2 cups plus a little of this super sharp, extra sharp cheddar cheese that I've grated myself. We have an 8-ounce package of really, really soft room temperature cream cheese. And then I have a little bit of mayo in there and a little container of drained pimentos. And then we're adding a few spices in here. There's a little garlic, a little onion, and then some cayenne because I really love that little bit of heat in my pimento cheese. Now I know there are some recipes where people have actually put jalapenos in there. If that is your thing and you want to go for it, then you just go for it. Kind of make it a little bit more maybe Tex-Mex. But this one, we're not putting the jalapenos in it, although my husband would love me a whole lot more if I would. Okay, so I've got my mixer down here on lock, and then I'm gonna give this a little whir to get going. It's just really so satisfying for me to watch this come together. I just love what the mixer does. You could do this with a hand mixer if you've got a hand mixer, but I'm gonna turn it up and we're gonna go. And what the mixer does is it really breaks down that block of cream cheese, it incorporates it all, it almost kind of becomes smooth. So you know when we put the cheese in and it was like in pieces, and same with the pimentos, they were more kind of like in, you know, long strips. The mixer kind of works. Ugh, it smells so good. The mixer kind of works and just kind of makes it all mashed together. Y'all, you're gonna make this. I mean, if you don't love cheese, you're not gonna like this. But if you like cheese, which is probably most of the people in the world, you gotta try it. It's delicious. Okay, and I'm not going crazy with my mixer here. I'm just watching it. And it looks like it's really incorporated well. You don't want there to be any more of the big clumps of the cream cheese. You want it to be really nice and smooth. Oh my word, but it looks like we've done it. Okay. And then what you want to do is taste this for seasoning. You could add more of each of the seasonings if you want to. You could add some salt if you would like salt and pepper in here. But of course, the mayonnaise is salty and the cheese is salty. I mean, everything's got a little bit of salt to it, and so you may not need it, but you know, you might. It just kind of depends on your taste. Y'all, can you please make this at home and then text me or come to Unimaids and let's just have a whole big long love story conversation about it? because you're gonna love this. Oh, and then right after you swallow, you get that tiny bit of heat from that little bit of cayenne in there. It's so subtle. I'm so tickled. I'm gonna have this in my fridge for the rest of the day. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of bang that out. Oh, it just grieves me to leave it. It grieves me to leave all that on there, but I will for now. Okay, I'm gonna take this out. Now, this you can certainly eat it right away. Can you see? Look how pretty. See how smooth it's gotten? You can eat it right away if you would like, but it's really good when it sits in the refrigerator. And it kind of firms up a little bit when it's in the fridge, you know, because there's cream cheese in it. So before you serve it, you do kind of want to let it sit at room temperature for just a little bit, because what it'll do is it will kind of soften that cream cheese again so that it's really spreadable. Oh, my stars. Every last bit. Look, here we go. We're just going to scoop it out. Now, if you are just not going to ever make your own cream cheese or your own pimento cheese, I'm literally laying this over there because I'm going to eat it later. It's just too good to waste. If you're not going to make your own, we sell really delicious pimento cheese at Mayonnaise that we have made in South Carolina, and then they overnight it to us and it stays fresh for like 2 weeks. It's so good. It tastes like somebody just stood in the kitchen and made it because they just stood in the kitchen and made it. It's really, really easy. It's delicious. This goes a long way. It doesn't look like it's made a ton, but it really goes a long way because it's very, very rich, which is what we love. Okay, this I'm going to set back here, and if we have time, I may grill us a little pimento cheese sandwich. Wouldn't that be delicious? Okay, I'm going to put my mixer away. When we come back, we're going to make my other favorite Southern summer refrigerator staple, which are these delicious vinegary, sugary refrigerator pickles that are so really, really, really good. My granny used to make them. Always had them in the refrigerator. They're so good. So come back and join us. This is Cooking Today.
Iced tea, sponsored by Lipton.
Experience the local sounds, sights, and taste of the Fayetteville Farmers Market.
Do you know the producer behind your food?
What about how far away your food was grown?
Local to us means your food is harvested hours before traveling less than 60 miles to our market.
Enjoy music, chef demos, and special events while you shop for locally grown produce, meats, cheeses, flowers, artisan crafts, fine art, and more.
Visit us Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday on the square.
The Fayetteville Farmers Market, 100% local and loved.
Hi, welcome back to Cooking Today. I am making refrigerator pickles, and I'm sure that there are about 1,000 ways to do this. I've seen several myself. This is just what I've always done. We love this little vinegary, sugary, garlicky bite. Like, gosh, we just pull these out beside a sandwich. We pull these out beside pulled pork or hot dogs or burgers or whatever. They're just really easy. And what's so awesome about these, y'all, these are not like the kind where you have to boil them and seal the jars and all of that. You just make them and eat them within about 2 weeks. They don't even last that long at my house. And I love making these for my neighbors and giving them to my neighbors on the first day of summer, which is coming up. It's just a really easy little light bite. You know, we love a little bite of cold. Are y'all that way? We just like a little bite of cold beside our meal. So a lot of times if we have something really warm, especially something real salty or greasy, there's just something about a little cold bite with this little vinegar that just cuts that. And we really love these. This is a sure sign of summer at my house. When you open the fridge and that light comes on and shines on these pretty jars, you know it is summertime here. Okay, let me tell you what I've got. I have 2 English cucumbers. And what English cucumbers are, and I've already chopped a whole one, but they're those ones that are especially long and kind of thinner than other, you know, the shorter, thicker cucumbers. They come individually packaged. Have you seen those? They come in the sleeve, like a plastic sleeve. And basically what they are, they say they're seedless. They're not entirely seedless, but they have a whole lot more flesh, and the seeds are much smaller than those ones, you know, like a classic, you know, cucumber, garden cucumber, that have like 4 or 5 really big seeds. So these really just kind of hold. They don't fall all to pieces like a garden cucumber does. But if you have garden cucumbers, then use them. I mean, goodness, those Arkansas cucumbers that come out of everyone's gardens, they're delicious, so you can use them. But you just need to expect that the seeds are going to kind of fall out and come apart. All I have here are a couple of glass jars, like ball jars. I don't even know if I know what the measurements are on these. I just have so many jars, y'all. They're just all over my kitchen, so I just kind of grab what I have. How's that for a recipe? Grab what you have, okay? And I like the wide mouth so that you can stick these vegetables down in there and kind of give them a little whir. Okay, so all I'm going to do is put some of these in there. And I may not have enough jars to use all my cucumbers, and I'll put them on a salad later or something. But I'm going to fill the jars just about a little bit more than halfway with my skinny cucumber slices. You can also peel these if you don't want the skins on the outsides and you really just want, you know, just plain old skinned cucumbers, then you can do that if you don't like these. But we sure I like the skin, and I love the color in here. And I like that little tiny extra bit of crispy that they give. Okay, I'm going to just wait on these. So I think we're pretty good there. Then I just have a red onion. And I'm going to just cut it right down the middle. Oh my goodness, and when these right here get all yummy and marinated and briny and delicious, oh my word, they're so good. They give these nice little tender kind of sweet cucumbers. They give it a good kick. All I'm going to do on these is I halved it, and then I halved it again, and then I'm making some skinny strips. And I'm going to tuck these down and around inside my cucumber slices. And again, I may not use all of this. This is heavier on the cucumber and lighter on the on these onions, but we just love the flavor that comes out of these when they marinate. And I'm kind of just tucking and shoving. If you want to do these in layers like a parfait, you know, you do a little cucumber, little onion, little cucumber, little onion, you can. But I'm going to give these a shake here in a little bit, and so it's really not going to matter. They're going to all eventually kind of stir up. Okie doke. Little onions. Okay, here's my little shrapnel pile. Hang on. Scoot and scoot. Then I'm going to do a couple cloves of garlic in here. And then we're not even going to mash them. We're just going to drop them in, so it's super easy. And then what we're going to do for the little brine that's going to go on these is just water and vinegar with some sugar and some salt and a little dill. And then I really love to drop these colored, like tricolored peppercorns in there. These are the most beautiful jars. You're not going to believe how pretty they are, and you'll be so proud that you have made them. Like I said, I love to give them. Okay, I just have 3 garlic cloves. I'm going to mash them or get them out of their little skins here, drop them in, and then when we come back, I'm going to top these off. We're going to make a little pimento cheese sandwiches and enjoy a little southern summer. This is Cooking Today. Welcome back. We are just finishing up our refrigerator pickles. I have gone ahead and put that garlic clove down in there. I'm doing a big heaping teaspoon of sugar in each of these. And then I'm doing a heaping teaspoon of salt in each of these jars. And what you're going to want to do, y'all, before you lid these and put them in the fridge, you're going to want to taste the liquid just to be sure that you don't need a little more salt, a little more sugar, and that it tastes how you want it to taste. Then I have got these beautiful colored peppercorns we're gonna drop down in here. And y'all, this isn't really even science. I'm just eyeballing this until it tastes right. I'm gonna give you a recipe, but you just make them how you want, okay? A little shake of dill in the top of each of them. I love the dill. They're already beautiful. And then we're gonna do a little bit of white vinegar, about halfway up each jar. And then we're gonna top them off with water the rest of the way. So it's about half vinegar, half water. Then we're gonna lid them and put them in the refrigerator. And then we're gonna let these sit. Probably about overnight, well, a couple of hours maybe. You could probably make them in the day and then eat them for supper. Perfect. Eat them for supper. But the longer they sit, the better they are. I'm gonna just run regular old tap water right in the top. Lid them. We're gonna spread these sandwiches. Oh my goodness. And these are Southern refrigerator staples at my house, and I hope you'll try these. Like I said, these are such a fun gift to give. They just tie a little tag around the neck and says, Happy Summer. You're gonna have a hard time parting with them though. They are awful good. Okay. So we have pimento cheese and delicious, tangy refrigerator pickles. It's summer. I hope you'll try these recipes at home. Love every bite. This is Cooking Today.
Cooking Today, sponsored by West Rock Coffee Company. Kitchenware is provided by mayonnaise. Groceries provided by Harps, Hometown Fresh. Online Elements sponsored by Fayetteville Farmers Market.